Solution. I have 2 exponential x plus 2y is equals to 1, and my second equation is 3 exponential 2x plus y is equals to 27. Now, the first thing is to make these 2 equations appear in the same base. Now, for 2 exponential x plus 2y, I can convert 1 to 2 raised to power 0. This still means the same thing. Now, I can equate the exponentials since I have them in the same base. So I have x plus 2y is equals to 0. Now, let's go to the other side of the equation. I have 3 raised to power 2x plus y is equals to 27. I have to also make this appear in the same base. This becomes 3 raised to power 2x plus y is equals to, now if I have 3 raised to power 3 is equals to 27. So in other words, 27 is the same thing as me saying 3 raised to power 3. Since I have them in the same base, I can now equate the exponentials. I have 2x plus y is equals to 3. Now, the number beneath is known as the base, the number above is known as the exponentials. Let's take note of that. Since I have it now in a linear form, I can now proceed to solve it simultaneously. I have x plus 2y is equals to 0, and I have 2x plus y is equals to 3. For the sake of better understanding, in this particular video, we are going to be solving by elimination method. Now, for you to solve this question by elimination method, I have to make at least either x or y appear the same. If you notice now, if I decide to eliminate one of these two, either by subtraction or addition, it's not possible because they are not in the same way. Now, let's proceed. If I decide to multiply equation, let's name this equation 1, and let me name this equation 2. If I decide to multiply equation 1 by 2, it becomes 2x, that's multiplying the whole of equation 1 by 2. 2x plus 2 times 2y will give me 4y is equals to 2 times 0 will give me 0. Let's leave equation 2 the same way it is. I have 2x plus y is equals to 3. Since I already multiplied this by 2, let me now name this equation 3. And since this one was unchanged, let me leave it as equation 2. So now I can decide to eliminate something. Let's subtract. If I subtract 2x cancels out 2x, this I'm left with 4y minus 3. I have 3y is equals to 0 minus 3 will give me minus 3. So my y becomes minus 3 over 3, giving me minus 1. Now if I have y, it is very easy to find x. Let me substitute the value of y in equation 1. So I have x plus 2 into brackets, my y is minus 1 is equals to 0. So I have x minus 2 is equals to 0, which means x is equals to 2. And that's how to solve a simple question like that. Now let's move on to question number 2. This is a jam question. This particular question is a jam question, so I think it should help us understand more of what we are supposed to expect. Now for question number 2, I have in this example that 2x plus y, I have that 2x plus y is equals to 32, and also 3y minus x is equals to 27. Now, like I said earlier, convert them to make them appear in the same base. This becomes 2x plus y equals to 2. You have to understand your indices properly to be able to solve this kind of questions. Now, if you are very conversant with your indices questions, you will know that 2 raised to power 5. 2 raised to power 5 is what will give you 32. So this becomes 2 raised to power 5. Or rather, if you are maybe confused in the exam, you can just, since you know your base is supposed to be in 2, begin to multiply 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 until when you get 32. If you notice, you have to multiply 2 5 times to get 32. That's how we amount to 2 raised to power 5. Now, for this other one, I have 3 y minus x, which is equals to, now this will give me 27. So I have 27 here. So now let's solve this. X plus y is equals to 5. Now this is, don't forget, this is also the same thing as 3 raised to power 3, like we did earlier. Now for this one, y minus x is equals to 3. Let's solve simultaneously. X plus y is equals to 5, and I have minus x plus y is equals to 3. It's still the same thing as saying y minus x. Now in this case, since we already have a minus sign here, let's just add. The reason why I'm adding here is because x plus minus x is the same thing as saying x minus x, which is 0. So x has been eliminated. Now y plus y will give me 2y is equals to 5 plus 3 will give me 8. So my y becomes 8 over 2 and my y becomes 4. Now if my y is equals to 4, I can just come back to this equation 2, and I have 4 minus x is equals to 3. Now my x becomes 4 minus 3, so my x becomes 1. And that's it. Now let's move to the next question. Now this next question is a wire question. You have that given that 2p minus m is equals to 6 and 2p plus 4m is equals to 1. Find the value of 4p plus 3m. Now for me to find 4p plus 3m, I need to know what p is and I need to know what m is, right? So I have 2p minus m is equals to 6, and I have 2p plus 4m is equals to 1. Now this is way easier because I already have something I can eliminate. Now let's subtract. If I subtract, p can easily be eliminated. So 2p minus 2p, I have 0. P is already eliminated. Minus m minus 4m. Minus m minus 4m will give you minus 5m. Okay, so I have minus 5m is equals to 6 minus 1 will give you 5. So my m becomes 5 over minus 5. My m giving me as minus 1. Now let's proceed. If I have my m to be minus 1, let me come back to equation 1. This equation 1 and this equation 2. Now let's come back to equation 1. From equation 1, I have that 2p minus m is equals to 6. Now since m is already is equals to minus 1, I have 2p minus into brackets minus 1 is equals to 6. That's 2p plus 1 is equals to 6. Giving me 2p is equals to 6 minus 1. 2p becomes equals to 5. And your p is 5 over 2. Now I have p and I have m. I can easily find 4p plus 3m. Now do not forget that what you were asked to find was 4p plus 3m. Now for 4p plus 3m, just simply substitute what you have. You have 4 into bracket 5 over 2 plus 3 into bracket minus 1. This becomes 2 here 1, 2 here 2. 2 times 5 will give me what? 10. Plus times minus is minus. Minus 3. So I have my answer to be 7. Moving on to the next question. Now, my next question now is also a wire question. Now, in this particular question, I have that if 2x plus y is equals to 7 and 3x minus 2y is equals to 3, by how much is 7x greater than 10? Now, this is very simple. It's just like the question we solved earlier. They're asking you that by how much is 7x greater than 10? What that simply means is that find 7x plus 10. Now, when you hear greater, it means addition. You are adding to something. So by how much is 7x greater than 10? Meaning, what is the value of 7x greater than 10? Now, you get to receive such tricky questions in WAEC, but once you see them, it's just simple and it requires understanding. So they're asking you for 7x plus 10. That's all they're asking you for. By how much is 7x greater than 10? That means what is the value of me adding 10 to 7x? Now, before I can solve for 7x plus 10, I need to know what x is, okay? Now let's solve our normal simultaneous equation. I have here now that 2x plus y is equals to 7, and I have 3x minus 2y is equals to 3. Like I said earlier, for the sake of better understanding, I'm using elimination method in this particular video. Now to eliminate, something has to be in the same way, am I right? So let's multiply this equation 1, and I have this as equation 2. Why don't we multiply equation 1 by 2? Now if I multiply equation 1 by 2, this becomes 4x plus 2y is equals to 14, okay? And I have for this one that 3x minus 2y is equals to 3. This remains unchanged, okay? This becomes equation 3, and this still remains as equation 2. So we're going to add, since there's already a subtraction sign here. So 4 plus 3, I have 7x is equals to 14 plus 3, I have 17. So my x is equals to 17 over 7. If you notice, I decided to eliminate y because what I was looking for was x. So rather than taking myself through a whole bunch of stress, I just easily found x by eliminating y. Now since I have x, I can just find 7 into brackets x plus 10, which is the main question you are asked for. So this becomes 7 into brackets 17 over 7 plus 10. By the time 7 cancels out 7, I have 17 plus 10. This becomes 27. Okay, so that's all for the questions. Now these are some practice questions here, just to check how well you understand it. Now, for the first question, the answer is, you are asked to find q in these particular questions. For the first question, which is a wire question, if you solve correctly, you should get your q to be 0. And for the jam question, if you solve correctly, also you should have your x to be equals to minus 34 over 27, and your y should be equals to 73 over 27. One thing you should take note of is that in simultaneous equations, you might have fractions. Some people are so used to the fact that they get whole numbers that they forget that you can actually have fractions in simultaneous equation. So just be careful. In case you have a fraction and you're thinking you are wrong, just go ahead with it because you're correct. Now for number 3, you have your x to be equals to minus 3. You have your y to be equals to half. Now for number 4, your x is equals to 2 and your y is equals to minus half. Okay. Now for your number 6, your x in this case is equals to minus 3 and your y in this case, now for this for number 6 now, your x is equals to minus 3 and your y is equals to 3 over 4. So if you watch this video and you have any challenge understanding anything at all, you're free to contact me. You can decide to Skype with me for better understanding. Any help you need at all, I'll be very available to help you. Thank you very much and bye.